So it's the start of a new season. We're a couple of weeks in now, but I was overseas. I can't really record on my laptop. So we're going to be doing a recap of my top 10 things that came out in the last 2 weeks. Some of these would have been in here twice, but we're going to go from the top. So at the top of the list, we have Star Brighter Than the Sun. This is a fairly typical rom-com high school hijinks. It's girl has only just realized how much she's into the main male protagonist, but it is centered on her, not him, which is nice at least, but it is pretty tropey outside of that. There is another girl that's interested in it. She starts getting frustrated, and that's how she realizes, oh, maybe I actually do want to be with this guy. Outside of that, it's about what you would expect from a generic romance anime. In number 9 slot, we have Campfire Cooking, or Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skill, where this season we have more pets, because we picked up I can't remember if they call him a pixie dragon, a fairy dragon, or a pseudo dragon. Some kind of tiny, very strong dragon, because that's what we needed. More overpowered animals following us around. Honestly, outside of that, there's not much else to be said. This is a great show. It is done by Mappa, which is insane when it looks like sorry, wrong direction. And it's just a fun time, really. Yeah. We're expanding the foods that we get in each episode, but all of it's kind of magical bullcrap, realistically. After that, we have the thing I am most excited about for this season, Digimon Beat Break. Lord, this is furry bait. I love Digimon so fucking much, but some of the Digimon in this are very much a you know what you were doing. We've seen this little orange dude up here, evolve into Weaselmon, who gave the look, which I think every guy knows what that look is, and it's weird that it's coming from a Digimon, but also it's the look. You know what it is. But this show is the Digimon are feeding on some kind of emotional energy. And I'm surprised because I thought this was going to be a lot more music inspired with beat in it, but we are sapping the literal energy of your heart. Well, not literal. We're sapping the emotional energy of your heart. And it's what they use to evolve. Well, that's how it seems so far. But we also saw the main character lose his brother to I want to say it was a Hyenamon, and he basically got Dementor's kissed. If you're a Harry Potter person, if not, he got left just motionless, and just distraught in a hospital bed. He's not saying anything, he's not doing anything. All the while, these guys are having to fight more things. We also got to see a Digimon give another Digimon the good old ace treatment, punching through, grabbing its core, and showing it to it while it was still beating. Which, fuck, that's savage. It has ended with some people actually commenting and messaging me about it, saying, hey, I think this is actually set in Shambhala, because the thing that did that was Gokumon, and Shambhala is meant to be a much more Asian-inspired region. I don't think we've gotten enough information to quite go that far, but I am loving our primary cast of Digimon. It's weird that one of them is that big guy, though. In our number, what are we up to? 7 slot, we have Wakari-kun's life is about to collapse. So, we found out that Blondie is actually adopted. Her family is trying to force her to come back, marry her stepbrother, which, gross, and take over the family business. Because her grandmother, who was running it, died, and now we want her to come over and learn how to take over it when we die. Also, gross. But Watari came up, convince them that, hey, she should be able to make her own choices because, hey, I'm the anime protagonist. I can make you decide things. Watari gave F Cups this forever together charm, soulbound charm. I can't remember what they call it. And everything seems to be relatively forgiven, except her little brother saw him in the pool very, very close to Blondie. And I can't wait to see the emotional repercussions of this. Next, we have one of the funnest things that are coming out this season. We have Santa. This is the story of a family, well, the boy in a family who are a long line of descendants of Santa Claus. It's set in 2090, where there are only 50,000 children left in all of Japan. And Santa is needed to come and solve a murder mystery. It's such a weird plot. He turns into Santa anytime he wears something red. And the way the first person makes him transform is by stabbing him, because if his white shirt goes red, it counts as him wearing something red, and he's going to turn into Santa. We also found out, and I love this as a bit of lore, that Santa is immune to fire damage from going down so many chimneys. Never thought of that one before. I'm using that in D&D. Yeah, this... So far, we've seen him kidnapped twice, stun-gunned once, almost blown up. Actually, I think he was blown up, but he didn't get hurt because fire... It is fire damage. But his new best friend had a suicide vest on. She just has a vest covered in C4. Tried to blow them both up. The principal is creepy. I can tell you the one and exact reason why I love this so much. And it's because this looks like Tim Burton made an anime. It is dark, it is gritty. It's actually made by the guy that makes what's the Legoshi show? Beastars? Actually, sorry, I'm pretty sure it's a woman that makes it, but whoever it is, this is fucking excellent. Speaking of excellent and violent, may I ask you one final thing? This is the best way to do high aristocracy. I love it so much. It is... So basically, she has anger management issues. Her fiance decides, hey, I'm leaving you because you don't challenge me enough. Because she constantly was belittled and beaten by her fiance. So she just stopped everything. And so when he breaks up with her, she punches the girl that he left her with so hard she hit a wall. Because she has anger issues. She's been holding it in this whole time. And I love it. That is the best possible way that this could have gone. Now she's trying to deal with slave rings and trying to better her country. And it's just such a good way of doing it. Her brother is terrified because she's going to besmirch their family name. But the crown prince is currently exploring with her because he thinks it's fucking hilarious. And rightfully so, it is. At our number 4 slot, we have Dusk Beyond the End of the World. This is a post-apocalyptic sci-fi where our main guy he was in love with his stepsister. Apparently that's a thing this season. But the bigger thing is that he got severely wounded and had a 300-year nap, I think. Had a significantly large time frame nap. When he woke up, it was the future, where the world has gone to shit. AI is evil, apparently, and the villagers have mostly reverted to some kind of like Iron Age-esque level. And information is heavily restricted. But he ends up finding an android who looks exactly like the girl he was in love with, who just happened to have been an AI researcher and an AI developer. And there have been like 5 different shows where it's a cute android with world destruction level powers. traveling with somebody in a dire situation. Two of them are actually set post-apocalyptic this season. This is the only one of them that I'm still watching because the other ones just sucked. And this is phenomenal. In our number 3 slot, we have One Dance. And One Dance is absolutely amazing. It is the story of a shy, stuttering boy who wants to join his school's dance team. The animation is a bit jarring at some points, but there are a lot of things I really appreciate about this. It raised the point to me that was actually raised in the song The Scat Man, but scat is a great way to get through stutters because you can't stutter when you're scatting. And this guy starts listening to scat music because, hey, it's going to help with the stutter. But he also cannot dance. He is terrible at dancing at any level. And he tells this girl down here that, hey, I want to join your dance club, but all I can do is And it was excellently done. I also really appreciate there's been a couple of dances we've seen with actual music playing with them, and whenever it does, they credit the song underneath, which makes it so fucking easy to find for people like me that like to Spotify, like to listen to every song they find in anime on Spotify. Yeah. One Dance is probably going to be my one music-inspired anime this season. Maybe one of two. But in our number 2 slot, we go in a different direction. We get Let's Play. This is up here for one reason. This show is great. It is the story of a indie game developer who works for her father's company in a completely different field. Not directly for him, but it's like, we're going to put you into my company in a position where you can actually contribute to the company and not just be a nepo baby. It was great. The blonde guy on the right is her boss, but her game that she made was slowly gaining her popularity until Martial Law, who's the guy down the bottom, made it, didn't read the instructions properly, called it a trash game. All of his followers just review bombed it to hell. And then he moves in next door. The thing that got me to love the first episode of this was she gets coffee spilled on her by her boss. And his reaction is, I'm going to take you into my office. We're going to close the blinds. I'm going to give you my shirt and I'm going to put on a fresh shirt. Which, after it's done, she immediately was like, why didn't you just give me a fresh fucking shirt? While they're both still getting dressed in this situation, the big boss comes in, who's her dad. And what goes through her head is a news report of directly after her dad murders her boss, saying, I had to protect my darling over and over and over. And I almost woke up everyone in my house because I was laughing so fucking hard at this. And in our number 1 slot, most deserving for it for the season, is Civis. Civis? I can't remember. This is also music, but it is combat music. It is the end of the world is happening behind the scenes constantly. And every time that something gets stamped out by this being, everyone loses the memories for it. But we have one group, Civis, who are fighting against them, and the only way they can do that, because guns don't work, bombs don't work, the only way they can do it is by having people believe in them and trust them with their hearts. And if they do that, then by God, we're going to be able to fight these things back. But in our first episode, that main guy in the middle gets stabbed through the chest and his little brother takes over. That's going to do it for this week. I've been Fair, you've been awesome. Let me know down below what's your favorite thing this season, and I'll see you on the